Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Alexandra, or you may know me as Ola, and the most important thing you need to know is that around here we do not gatekeep. I love sprinkling a little bit of science to help you live a life that feels as good as it looks. This is our space to grow and figure things out as we go along. Let's get into it. And we're officially in the Crimbo limbo. It's the 27th of December today, and I thought I would take you along on a little bit of like a reset over the next few days. Now I said over the next few days because I find resets work best when they're not overwhelming, and I find content around this time of the year so overwhelming because people are like, let's do your finances, let's do a vision board, let's do this, let's do that, da, 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 da. And you know, they forget to actually acknowledge the fact that you have been giving all of your social battery to like spending time with your family and friends, because you know that's what we do during Christmas periods. Anyway, I just dropped David off at the station, who's away to Edinburgh with his pals, and I've got the day to myself. First things first, I'm going to make some breakfast. Now, we've got a ton of food from his family and my family. Now, I'm Polish, my family's Polish, so I've got a few bits and pieces that are like proper Polish dishes from Christmas. And one of them being this thing called, we literally call it the salad, because it's like a universal thing in Poland. Like, you make this at festive periods, particularly Christmas and Easter. So let me just quickly show you what this looks like. By the way, how cute are these little containers? My mum got them to put some festive food away. Anyway, so this is a salad, and it's essentially like a mix of all things veg. So we've got some apple, we've got gherkins in here, things like celery, parsnip, egg, carrots and stuff like that, and then we mix it with, now this is important, but Polish mustard. Now, I feel very strongly about this because Polish mustard tastes completely different than what you get in the UK or like in America and other places, because it honestly, like, it actually has quite a nice taste, whereas some mustards are just so harsh, and especially the ones that are here. Now, this is quite a cool fact, but majority of the Slavic speaking countries actually have a variation of their own salad, and they'll make that during their Christmas, and it's ever so slightly different, and it's the same in Poland technically, because every family makes it ever so slightly different as well. But yeah, it's like a solid staple for this side of Europe. Now, there isn't an aesthetic way to eat this, but you literally just take some bread and then you layer it with the salad. Now, a lot of people would usually layer on some ham as well. Now, like good Polish ham. And yeah, I don't have any, so I'm just gonna have to make do with the bread. And one more thing, I always eat my breakfast first before I have any form of coffee. I also don't have any coffee or caffeine within like the first hour of waking up, because you already naturally have like a cortisol spike to like wake you up. And if you're, for example, if you're struggling with things like anxiety and stuff like that, it can actually tip you over the edge. Now, this is a big trigger for me. Now, I'm not, generally speaking, an anxious person, but if I have coffee on an empty stomach, I have jitters straight away and I just don't feel well. Now, the foam is absolutely perfect every single time. Let me show you. There it is. Honestly, stunning. Now, I used to work as a barista, so I should know how to like froth the milk up properly, and I probably still could, but this little machine like does everything for you. We got it quite recently and I feel like this is like the best purchase of 2025. Anywho, so give it a good stomp. You get the milk in. Now I was never good with shapes, so I'm not even going to show you what came out, but look at the foam. Beautiful, beautiful. So I'm just going to do some dishes very quickly before I head for a walk. Now today's not about like a hard reset where you have to get everything done and the house has to be spotless, all the Christmas decorations have to be away, and that like you're just getting back to a routine. No, today's about like grounding yourself and doing things for you. So, you know, mini chores, just tidying up very lightly fits into today's agenda for me perfectly. I like having clean space to, you know, just prepare food, and I don't like walking into spaces where there's a lot of clutter anyway. And today is also just about keeping on top of things so they don't pile on. Like, I don't want to be at a stage where it hits January and then I have like a mountain of washing to do and all the cleaning that I haven't done for like last few days. So I'd rather do like 10-20 minutes of something per day than do a whole day of cleaning, because that's just it just isn't fun, you know? I guess it depends what your idea of fun is, because for some people having a deep clean day where they clean all day is just their vibe, and for me it just isn't. Anyway, I'm just away to head, so I'm going to put on some Unreal Lips from Charlotte Tilbury. Now I understand why people do this ever since I got this camera, because I was like, why are you putting your hand like that? And now I'm that person. But it essentially helps the camera to like focus more on the product that you're showing. Anyway, I got this for my Christmas and I absolutely love it. So I got quite a few goodies for like makeup, particularly from Charlotte Tilbury, and other pieces from like NARS. And I used to be such a big makeup geek like a good few years ago, and then I went off it. Last year I was doing like a very intentional spend where I would only buy like good quality pieces, and this included makeup. And now I'm essentially ready to like go back to that era of my life where I would enjoy doing makeup and just like looking after myself, but you know, like just investing in yourself more. And we also need to run a wee vintage parcel. So I've been ordering bridesmaids dresses from 6 Stories, and all of my bridesmaids pretty much got their dresses sorted, apart from my younger sister, and the size that she wanted wasn't in stock on 6 Stories, and then they told me that they weren't actually going to stock this dress anymore, and thankfully when it come through I got essentially a brand new dress, because it had all the tags on it. Someone just forgot to send it back, but I panic bought another one that someone must have used for their wedding or whatever, and it had a bit of a mark, like a bit of a stain. I mean, the girl was saying that it was dry cleaned, and that just gave me red flags essentially, because if it was dry cleaned, that stain should have came off. But anyway, things like that happen, and with Vinted it's a hit or a miss sometimes, and I mean, the girl is happy for me to return it, and that's what matters. So we're going to do that today. I have literally 2 days left to return it. I've been meaning to do it the last few days and I've not had a chance, because literally this week has just been so busy. Anyway, so that's just a little bit of life admin, very light life admin, to get that parcel sorted out so the girl can get it back, but also so I can get my return processed. And we made it. So I usually drive to the closest canal to me at the moment because the parks are so busy with kids and stuff like that, and you know, fair enough. I think I also was a bit over dramatic with my hat. It's not that cold. It does feel a bit nippy, but not as cold as I thought it would be. And now we just need to decide what podcasts we're going to listen to. I have kind of gone off like productivity podcasts just because, like, I don't know, I find them so heavy at the moment in terms of like really pushing the agenda of like rebranding for new year, and you should do this, you should do that. Like, no. So I'm thinking maybe something like Girls Gotta Eat. Maybe I also like absolutely loved their podcast for a very long time, and then like I went off and started listening to other things as you do, and then like, I completely forgot how much I enjoyed them. I'm going to see what there is from Call Her Daddy. Like again, like sometimes I just want a little bit of like a bit of pop culture, but also just something where I don't have to like engage my brain in much, if you know what I mean. I actually really enjoyed the Victoria Beckham episode on Call Her Daddy recently. There's also like a lot of people that I don't know. Like I'm like, who are these? You know, celebrities. I guess they're maybe a little bit more for the US side of things, or maybe I'm just not up to speed with things. Nothing like stuffing your pockets and then not being able to find what you need, right? Well, welcome to the laundry room. Literally, that's what we use the spare bedroom for. I usually work in this room, but given that I'm off, this is now fully functional laundrette. The post office was super busy. Sometimes it's like, again, hit or a miss, but today there's obviously a lot of people returning their parcels, whatever they got for, I'm assuming, Christmas, and maybe last minute panic purchases for gifts right before the big day. So going to do a teeny tiny bit more of life admin, and I just want to essentially have a look through some of the clothing retailers, as there's obviously a lot of sales on at the moment. And I'm in the process of building a timeless wardrobe. So as part of the New Year reset, not in this video, but I want to have a bit of a wardrobe clear out and also rotate between my winter pieces and my summer pieces, and actually like put them away and then, you know, bring them out when the season comes around. Because what I find is having everything in one just means that you don't like almost appreciate what you already have, and you feel like you have no clothes even though your wardrobe's absolutely full. Now my lunch isn't anything exciting. It's some carrot soup that my in-laws have made, and I'm going to have a wee browse and then hit the gym. I also have some festive eats from my mum. She always outdoes herself like literally every Christmas, and I'm going to have some with a coffee before I head. So we're going to now have a wee coffee, and I wanted to show you what Favorki are. So these are little pastries that we essentially deep fry. So I'm going to have one of them, and my mom has also made some biscuits, and these are filled with Nutella and hazelnut, and they're from like a mold. So this kind of type of biscuits is Italian, and my mom makes quite a lot of them over Christmas, and these are typical to have around kind of like festive period, or sometimes like in Poland, instead of having Shrove Tuesday, we have something called Fat Thursday, where you usually have donuts and things like this. Now a good favorek, so favorki is plural, favorek is singular, should be like nice, light and airy, and like it should like shatter in your mouth and essentially melt. So they aren't filled with anything, they just have like air inside them, so you can see there's like little bubbles and stuff like this. But yeah, they're honestly, they're so good, and they don't feel like, see when you have like a donut for example, you just, if you were to have too many of them you wouldn't feel the best, but with these like you can easily eat quite a few. This is what it looks like inside. Nice and airy, nice and crispy. Perfect. So we're just getting ready for the gym. I am literally going to take off all my jewellery. So to look after jewellery, you should technically take it off when you're going to exercise, particularly things like engagement rings, and I don't want anything to happen to it, so I'm going to take it off. But yeah, I thought I would just briefly touch on the different types of rest, and I feel like this is something that we don't talk about enough online. It's always about doing more, being more productive, and then rest is like viewed as more physical thing that we do. There's actually 7 types of rest, and you've got your social, so this is, you know, being around a lot of people, which of course happens a lot during Christmas. You've got your spiritual, so this is connecting to almost like a higher power and having that kind of sense of purpose. You've got your physical, which is of course napping, sleeping, and that kind of recharging. You've got your mental rest, so this is, you know, taking a step back from planning, organizing, and having that kind of mental load. So for example, if you were hosting Christmas, your mental load would have been really high. Other things is like emotional rest, so for example, being around a lot of people, you have to express yourself, but also having the freedom to express yourself freely. You might not feel that way around certain family members, so of course you need that kind of rest away from that. And you've also got creative rest, so there's things like creating art, so being crafty, but this also falls into the reading category, which I absolutely love. So I like to recharge with reading books, whether they're romantasy or, you know, complete fiction, in terms of crime, but also true crime, though I can't read too much of it because it does give me anxiety. And the last one being your sensory rest. So during Christmas we are surrounded by people and crowds and shopping and all the lights and everything, and that can be quite a lot for people including myself. So for example, like I try to avoid going to shops where I can, particularly when it comes to doing any form of Christmas shopping and like food shopping, even though this year I did my mom's Christmas shop because she needed the support, so I did it for her, but I also went first thing in the morning so I would avoid the crowds. So my type of rest today and the reset that I am having today is essentially around feeling my best. So I haven't had normal routine, and nor should you. It's this time of the year, but I just wanted to go move my body, go do something for myself, because I feel like I have just been giving out everything that I had over the last couple of weeks, and now it's time for me. So that's why I'm going to the gym. I also have a very aesthetically pleasing girly gym that I go to, so it makes me happy going there. Now I've not been going to classes over the last week or so either, so as soon as they're back on, I'm going to be going for the kind of social aspect. And yeah, it's just nice to do something for yourself. And you know, the first thing I wanted to do today was like rot on the couch. Now this would class as physical rest, but I have also rotted on the couch yesterday, so it is almost like catching myself out and being like, okay, your brain just wants that kind of comfort. Now there's nothing wrong with that either. If you feel like that's what you need, you know, go rot on the couch, but I feel like I've done enough of that yesterday, and I just wanted to do something for myself. So essentially the take home message is, I strongly believe that you know your body best and you know what will make you feel your best. So given that there's all of this different types of rest and different inputs that your body takes in, you'll know what your body needs right now. And my body right now needs a little bit of movement, and kind of soft movement, and just, you know, reconnecting with myself and giving myself the space and the energy that I deserve. I also strongly believe that you should be giving your body what it needs instead of overhauling your whole life and rebranding for the new year, because literally that's all that is being shoved down people's faces at the moment. And you know, I don't think many of us live in the present at the moment. Like even if you look online, like it's either comparison or looking at what you can do next and so on and so forth, and we just don't take that time to, you know, not just pause but just be. And I think the Christmas break is a perfect time for this, and this is exactly why I have put together this video, because it is a little reset, but it's a gentle reset. It's just to make myself feel good, and you shouldn't let that kind of limbo between, you know, Christmas and New Year, you know, to spiral and feel like you need to do everything before the new year begins, because this is not what this time is for. And trust me when I say your nervous system will literally thank you for this as well. to the gym, and honestly I got a little bit of stage fright because someone else was in here when I got there, and like I just don't want to like be in people's face with the camera, but I think it was okay. So let me just show you the space around. We've got pretty much everything that you would want from the gym, and I absolutely love the kind of aesthetics. I know anytime I come here I just feel motivated, and yeah, it's just like kind of feel good vibes, girly pop vibes, or as the wee sign says, in my strong girl era. Now, I did walking lunges to like finish off, and honestly my legs are on fire. So we're home and we're going to have something called bigos for dinner, and this is essentially like a stew. If I show you what it looks like, you'll be like, I'm not sure about it, but it's essentially like white cabbage, sauerkraut, and lots of meat through it, and then you cook it off for a good few hours. It's very yummy. But yeah, it's interesting how like in every culture you have like specific dishes, and like for us, like that's completely normal, but for people, for example, that live in like the UK, they would look at this and be like, absolutely not. Right, okay, let me show you what this bigos situation looks like. It must say it's not particularly like appealing. It probably won't be to a lot of people, but if you're from like a Slavic speaking country, you wouldn't even bat an eyelid at this. I honestly wonder where my time goes because it's 8 p.m. and I still need to shower, but the plan is to have an everything shower and then try some of my new Korean skincare. So I have gotten this face mask, and I also got this collagen jelly. So I'm excited to try these. I've not dabbled in Korean skincare before, and this is some of the bits that I got from my Christmas, and in a way it's like, you know, when you're a child and you get toys, this is my idea of like the toys I'll be playing with. Hello! So that everything shower turned into a bit of a pupper night because I had exfoliated, I put my tan on. I'm honestly feel like a completely different person when I have a bit of tan, and I just forget how good it feels. Anyway, I'm not wearing any makeup on, just wanted to show you what my face looked like. So this is obviously after I put the tanner on as well, which changes the appearance of my face. It dries it out ever so slightly. But I have tried the Medicube collagen jelly, and it's a really nice texture, and I thought I would actually do a wee review video of the stuff that I did get in another video. So let me know if you're interested. This is something I'm going to be like kind of trialing and error for the next few months, I'd say. So we're going to sign off here, and I just wanted to say, you know, that period between Christmas and New Year, and even just after the New Year, it's there to recharge you, not to put pressure on you to do all these, you know, plans and goals that you're looking to set for 2026. That's what January is for. So enjoy that time, recharge, because you're never going to get it back. Over the next few days, all I'm going to do is literally spend some time by myself, with my friends, with my family, go for a few date nights. Tonight we're going to see The Housemaid, which I've already seen, and I'm going to see it again. It's so good. I've read the book as well, and I feel like it's actually been adapted quite well in comparison to what I've seen before. For example, like It Ends With Us. That movie, yeah, like I did not enjoy it as much as I did with the book. And here's your gentle reminder that there is a future version of you that is literally screaming for you to enjoy the present right now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!